Abdul Qadir Khan, known as the father of Pakistan's nuclear program, has died. Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan, the father of Pakistan's nuclear bomb, died at the age of 85 after being hospitalized with COVID-19. Dr. Khan was praised as a national hero for developing his country into the first Islamic nuclear power on the planet. Pakistan's Prime Minister, Imran Khan, said the country has lost a national icon. The Prime Minister tweeted, "He was loved by our nation because of his critical contribution in making us a nuclear weapon state." The scientist, known as A.Q. Khan, was essential in the establishment of Pakistan's first nuclear enrichment plant at Kahuta, near Islamabad. The country conducted its first nuclear tests in 1998. Dr. Khan's achievement, which came after similar tests by India, contributed to create Pakistan's status as the world's seventh nuclear power and prompted nationwide celebration. He remained a source of pride in Pakistan for his contribution to the country's national security. President Arif Alvi remarked, "He helped us develop nation-saving nuclear deterrence, and a grateful nation will never forget his services." The world's most dangerous man? A group of CIA MI6 officers were preparing to board an unidentified jet in Libya on December 11, 2003, when they were given a bundle of half a dozen brown envelopes. The team had just completed a covert mission that included tense negotiations with Libyan officials. They discovered the final type of proof they wanted when they opened the envelopes on board the plane. Drawings for a nuclear weapon were in there. A.Q. Khan, who just died at the age of 85, had provided those models, as well as many of the elements for an off-the-shelf nuclear program. Khan was one of the most prominent people in global security in the last half-century. His story at the center of a fight between those who have and those who want the world's most dangerous technology. Khan was considered by former CIA Director George Tenet as at least as dangerous as Osama bin Laden. A remarkable statement given that bin Laden was the mastermind behind September 11 attacks. The fact that A.Q. Khan is regarded as one of the world's most dangerous men by Western intelligence while also being hailed as a hero in his country says a lot about not only the man's depth but also how the world perceives nuclear weapons. A.Q. Khan did not come to Europe with the intention of becoming a nuclear spy, but he did. In the 1970s, he was working in the Netherlands at a time when his country was starting up its efforts to build a bomb in the immediate wake of its defeat in a war in 1971, and was concerned about India's nuclear advances. Khan was employed by a European firm that specialized in uranium enrichment centrifuges. Enriched uranium can be used for nuclear power, or, if sufficiently enriched, for a nuclear weapon. Khan was able to return home after just copying the most modern centrifuge technologies. He then went on to form a secret network, mostly comprised of European businessmen, who would to supply the necessary materials. He was often referred to as the father of Pakistan's nuclear bomb, but he was actually just one of several significant players. What made Khan so notable was what he accomplished in addition to his military service. He expanded his network from import to export, becoming a world traveler and doing business with a variety of countries, many of which were deemed rogue countries by the West. A.Q. Khan's plans and material were used in part to build Iran's centrifuge facility at Natanz, which has been the subject of intense international diplomacy in recent years. Khan's representatives essentially presented the Iranians with a choice and a price list from which they could order. Khan allegedly visited North Korea more than a dozen times, which he refused in an interview with Aljazeera, and except he has been to North Korea twice only on the official visits, where he is thought to have exchanged nuclear technology for missile technological expertise. The extent to which Khan acted alone or under the directives of his government has always been a mystery with these deals. All indications suggest that the leadership was not just aware but actively participated in the North Korean agreement. It was once believed that Khan was only interested in making money. It wasn't that easy. He intended to eliminate the Western monopoly on nuclear weapons as well as engage closely with his country's leadership. He questioned why some countries should be permitted to have weapons for protection while others should not, criticizing what he perceived as Western hypocrisy. He once stated, "I am not a madman or a nut. They dislike me and accuse me of all kind of unsubstantiated and fabricated lies because I distributed all of their strategic plans." Khan was being followed by MI6 in the United Kingdom and the CIA in the United States. They followed his movements, monitored his phone calls, and infiltrated his network, offering large sums of money, at least $1 million in certain cases, in exchange for individuals becoming their agents and revealing information. A CIA officer would state, "We were inside his apartment, inside his facilities, within his quarters." Fears that terrorists could obtain weapons of mass destruction increased after September 11, 2001 attacks, as did the difficulty of engaging with Pakistan and convincing it to react against Khan. Libyan leader Colonel Gaddafi realized he wanted to get rid of his technology in March 2003. Just as the US and UK were invading Iraq over weapons of mass destruction that turned out not to exist. The CIA MI6 team would then undertake the secret visit, followed by an official declaration of a deal. This would provide Washington the leverage it needs to pressure Pakistan to act immediately against Khan. Khan was placed under house arrest and even compelled to confess on national television. He would spend the rest of his life in a bizarre hiding place, neither free nor truly restricted. The Pakistani people still consider him a hero for providing them the weapons, but he is barred from flying or communicating with the outside world. As a result, the complete history of what he did, and why he did it, may never be revealed. Dr. A.Q. Khan always denied all the allegations, and called them Western propaganda to halt other nations to obtain nuclear arsenal. However, perhaps he will be hailed Pakistani hero and savior forever.